First off, welcome here, Don.
Hey, thanks, man.
Let's start from the very beginning. You walked away from your job as a flooring installer to pursue music. Mm-hmm. What influenced that decision? Why?
Well, my boss came to me one day and he saw I was dragging my feet through the job, and I must have looked miserable because he said, "Don, you look miserable today." And I said, "Yeah, you know what? This isn't really what I want to be doing." And he said, "Well, what do you want to do?" I said, "I've always wanted to do music." And I figured he was going to say, "Well, don't be stupid. This is a paycheck. You can pay your bills."
Right.
But what he said was, "Well, what are you waiting for?" And I thought, holy smokes, if this guy believes in me this much, why don't I believe in myself this way? And either he believed in me or he thought I was a terrible installer and was going to can me anyway.
Or he wanted to get rid of me.
Yeah, but he made a really sweet offer, actually. He said, if it doesn't work out, I'll have a job here waiting for you. So I've always had that security and knowing that the risk was minimal if I went out and made no money, which I did for a long time.
Right.
But he was always willing to say, hey, look, I got a job here waiting for you.
Was it a scary or a hard decision for you?
One of the things that I want to stress to people is that I didn't just jump in. I sort of had already started establishing myself as an independent musician, in the local music scene, and so it was an evolution for me. So it came to the place where I was calling in work, once, twice a week, where I had to go to interviews or go to gigs, and so I just it turned out for me that I just sort of the timing was right. I would hate for somebody to quit their job and go, I'm going to pursue music without knowing how to play an instrument first. So I had to evolve to that place.
How quickly did your life change after you quit?
Yeah, immediately, because I went on the road, first tour. So I walked off the job, loaded up my car with whatever CDs I had, my guitar, went coast to coast over 6 weeks. I came back making -$0, but I loved every minute of it. And I thought, okay, if I can, the sign was true to me, because if I can go and make no money and still love it, it's only going to get better if I can actually pay my bills at the end of the day, and just stuck with it.
So since then, you've played a ton of shows at a ton of different locations.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
What's the coolest place you've played?
One of the coolest shows I probably ever had a chance to perform was at the Centennial Concert Hall with the Winnipeg Symphony Orchestra.
Right. Unbelievable
show. At this point in my career, I've only been at this for 6.5 years to already get that opportunity, and I'm actually going to be doing it again this June 23rd, getting an opportunity to play with them again, and it's mind blowing, because you always imagine a symphony behind you, and to finally actually get it is another out of this world experience.
You're quite rooted in the Manitoba music scene. Who are some of your favorite Manitoba artists? And why?
Easy. My all-time favorite album of 2013 was the Bros Landreth album.
Right.
Huge fan of these guys. They're such good players. Actually, a couple of the guys have played on my albums in the past. And to hear, I didn't know Joey could sing, and hearing him sing with them is unbelievable. So I love them just because they're good guys, good people playing really, really incredible music. And Murray, who produced the album, is actually going to be producing my next work too, which is great.
With them, you're coming to Winkler June 7th. Can you tell us about that concert?
Yeah, I'm looking to. I've never played the concert hall here, the PWN's concert hall, and I'm really excited. I love soft seat theater shows. I think it just really is a night where people are kind of already in tune to hearing a story and kind of really take it on a journey, and that's really what we want to do. And I'm incredibly excited about it. So that's June 7th, and we're really wanting to be in support of the Bunker here in Winkler as well, and support the youth through this show as well.
What's the one song that you're like, okay, this is my song. This is me?
Well, I guess I kind of alluded to it already about the sort of community sort of being behind me. I wrote this song a couple years ago for my first album called Life Gets Better. And this song, it's about sort of community gathering around, and we can walk our lives alone, and we can walk without people surrounding us, and sort of abandon that love and care that people have to support you. But I recognize that we all have people that love us and care for us, and even in the darkest of places, we know that there's somebody out there that can love us and care for us, and this song, Life Gets Better, really speaks to that, and that's my story, and it was what kind of got me to this place, for sure.
Since then, you've put out a couple albums.
Yeah.
Your latest one is Heart on My Sleeve. Mm-hmm. Now, that one is one of the more personal ones for you. Can you tell me a little bit about that album?
As I grow as a man, as an artist, I want to get more in tune and more honest with my audience, and I think part of that is just being willing to share the hard parts, and in that, you're putting your heart on your sleeve, quite literally, and that's really what I'm doing with this current album, is just sort of sharing the most honest stories I can, and being vulnerable, and that's what art really is. It's sort of, if you can say, look, I'm going to bare my heart to you, and people don't always have to like it and accept it, but I think within that, people can sort of understand where you're coming from and go, wait, I've been that been that broken before. I've been that hurt before. Or I felt that kind of love and hope before, and I know that. And to share those experiences, it just takes people deeper on the path that you're on.
Where can we find out more about Don Amero, website, YouTube, all that social media jazz?
Yeah. So donamero.com is the website, and you can go there for a lot of info. You can find me on YouTube. All my music's on iTunes. Twitter, Donald Amero is the name. Somebody else took Don Amero out
Really?
there. Yeah, they held it ransom. They found out who I was. And
What's coming up for Don Amero in the future?
Ooh, I'm so excited. I don't know how much of this I can share, but I can say for sure. So I got the new album in the works with Murray. Right. The summer's booked up with festivals and shows here and there. I'm really excited about the one here, June 7th at the Enns Concert Hall. And then this fall, there's a tour with a certain gentleman that I think people around here might know, but I don't know how much I could share. I'll say this. His name is Steve Bell, and I think a lot of people know who Steve is.
I think so. Yeah.
And there's a possible thing in the works for working with a guy named Tom Jackson. He's a legendary Aboriginal actor, singer.
Really?
So we're talking right now, and that's about as much as I could say. So
Ooh,
I hate to be cryptic.
Can you please keep going?
Yeah.
Tell me more, because that sounds good. Okay, one last question.
Yeah.
What's the easiest type of floor to install?
The easiest type of floor. Easiest? Well, it might be just like laminate flooring, but I've never done laminate flooring, to be honest. I've only done true like hardwood, sand, fill, and which I think is always the best way to go. I don't like pre-finished.
Yeah.
But I like it because then you got all the cracks, and if you spill coffee, it'll disappear in 30 seconds, and it's in the floor. You got me on a whole other tantient.
I was saying you should. Yeah. Have you ever written a song about installing floors?
No, but I might now.
I think you got something going there. Don, you want to stick around and perform a song for us?
I would love to.